What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the Gamerverse Juggernaut. So let's see what we've got going on. Let's check it out. As promised, today we'll be taking a look at the Juggernaut. So let's see what we've got going on. Taking a look at the package, we are under the Gamerverse. This is Marvel Legends. That's Juggernaut. There he is. He's a big dude. Beefy figure, big ass hands. There's an effect down there. Flip it to the side. You get a good look at this Gamerverse version. You got the figure rendered down there. Flip it to the back. You can see what's going on here. You've got your health bars. Silver Samurai is down again. I mean, this is the third pack where Silver Samurai is getting beat up, so I don't know what he did to everybody else. Important information down at the bottom. Flip it to this side. A little more Juggernaut action there, but let's get him out of the box. Fresh out of the box, this dude's big, he's bad, he's looking good. There's some good heft to this figure, right? So you pick up the box, you feel it, you're like, damn, okay, we got something going on here. There's a little bit of plastic chunk, and when you get him out, put him on the base, he does not disappoint. Lots of size here. You don't have a whole lot for accessories, right? You got the extra set of hands and the power effect, which, don't get me wrong, that's awesome. They've really been adding some cool stuff with these Gamerverse figures, and I absolutely appreciate that. You can see him here. Takes up a lot of space. Some people have concerns with that, if it's going to fit into your main displays or if you're stuck in a Gamerverse situation. But at the end of the day, it's your collection. You do what you want to do, right? This guy does come out to be around the same size as your Diamond Select, the Marvel Select, I should say, figure from some years back now, right? You know that one's a brick, right? Like, you throw that across the room, you can knock somebody out with that. And you probably have a similar option here. Let's take a closer look. Moving in closer, we can get a good look at Juggernaut here. Now, as I've said, he's a big brooding figure, right? So I love that. I think he's going to look great in any display you go with. For me, he's going into my main display. He's going to join the Brotherhood of Mutants, and that's where he'll be. Now, what I would love to have seen is an unmasked head, but I don't think that makes sense for the Gamerverse version, so kind of no harm, no foul on that. But you do get this really excellent, expressive face here. You can just see the gritting teeth, those angry eyes, captures the Juggernaut. So, if nothing else, that's a very displayable option. You can see here you get some elevated veining throughout the arms, so that adds a nice touch, right? It adds a nice dynamic to this figure. However, it doesn't go all the way through. You do get a little bit on the back of the arms, though. You get this very solid texturing throughout the torso. I mean, it just has some life to it. It comes out on camera really well. Also looks very good in hand. Overall, I feel like he's got some really good design to him. You've got these boots. Everything looks good. Yeah, I mean, just for the size of this figure, of course, you get the butterflies in there too. That really comes out as a nice looking figure. And it's just fascinating to see how they've essentially just upscaled your previous Juggernaut versions, right? Like the Build-A-Figure and the Colossus 2-pack versions. So you see the same sort of build throughout. Obviously, the shoulders being the main difference there, but quite fascinating to see. Everything down to the hands as well. For your articulation, the head will move down to about there, so you're not getting a ton of movement from the head. He's got a big upper chest area and a small head, right? So you do get a little bit of movement, but not a ton. You do get some side to side, a little bit of rotation and rock in there. Arms do work all the way around. they will go up to about there, but you do get that butterfly in there, which gives you some really good back and forth movement. You can see it comes all the way back there. Pretty good range backwards. You do have the upper bicep cut. You are single jointed at the elbow, his big arms, and then you do have the hinge and swivel at the wrist. You do have that ball joint in the torso, which gives you some really good movement around. I mean, you can see you get all kinds of rotation in there. For such a large figure, that's pretty solid movement. You do have the ball hips, though. I mean, that's a callback to some older figures, some of the Build-A-Figures for sure. I'm curious. I mean, it is a large figure, so I wonder if it's just kind of what you got to do, but if there might be a better solution there. The leg will kick up to about there, back to right about there, and then out to there. You do get that rotation at the ball hip, and then you are single jointed at the knee. Nothing at your boot, hinge and swivel at the ankle, and then you do get that toe hinge. For your hands, you do get a set of fists, and you get an open set of hands. Both the cuff and the armband are separate pieces, so you are able to remove those. For the effect piece, I've had a little bit of a difficult time getting this situated, so it seems like you should, in theory, be able to rest it in between the pockets on the hand here on each side, but that's going to take a little maneuvering. In the meantime, just finding a way to wedge it into place has also seemed to work. So if you can just find some area to get it to sort of sit in there, then you'll be in okay shape. For comparison, here he is backed up against our 2-pack Juggernaut. Now that'll be the same as your Build-A-Figure Juggernaut. And you can see here, really good size difference, but the scaled up version, you can see it all there. So really cool to see that in figure form. And then here he is backed up against our most recent Sabretooth. Again, just to give you a little bit of size comparison for your Brotherhood figures. Finally, here he is backed up against our Family Matters Magneto, and he towers over this Magneto. This really highlights the size difference because Magneto is going to be closer to most of your Legends collection, right? So you get a good idea of how this new Juggernaut just towers over most of your collection. All right, folks, well, there you have it. There is your Marvel Legends Gamerverse Juggernaut, and he truly is a juggernaut of a figure. He's big, he's beefy, chunky plastic figure, right? A lot of us love that in the collection, and this guy does not disappoint in that regard. Got a lot of good things going on. Is it a major upgrade for your Juggernaut in Marvel Legends? I would say absolutely yes. It is definitely towering over the others. It does have a major presence for your shelf, and he has this great expression. Now, what I would have loved to have seen, though, is some alternate options for the heads. But look, I'm always going to say that, right? Because who doesn't want more options? That would be really my main critique here. Otherwise, I actually really am enjoying this figure. You get some extra detailing in there. You can see the fingernails. You get the blast here, which, like, this is fine and good. Maybe another thing to point out that I don't particularly love is how it's supposed to mount on the figure. It seems pretty flawed, but also could be user error. So I'm not ashamed to admit that. All in all, he's just a good figure. If you don't have Juggernaut, it's a good opportunity to get in there without having to backtrack on anything. If you do have Juggernaut and you are looking to upgrade, well, you got that going for you too. So at the end of the day, I feel like this is a win. You got a lot to love here. It's just a solid option. Anyway, folks, that is the 2 cents. I do appreciate you checking out the video. Of course, you can always find me on any of these socials here. Most importantly, though, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe below. And until next time, take it easy. The Juggernaut, bitch.